Hello everybody and welcome to SFF180 and the 10th and final night of Halloweek 2016. Happy Halloween everybody. I hope you're all having a wonderful weekend and that you have great Halloween plans ahead for tonight. On tonight's episode, a hardball detective searches for a monster hiding behind a human face in Hammers on Bone, the Tor.com novella by Cassandra Khaw, and which is the book I'm reviewing tonight. Hello everyone, Thomas here, your illustrious host. As always, thank you so much for joining me. Okay, 2016 has proven to be the year of the H.P. Lovecraft pastiche, with numerous stories and anthologies doing reworkings, reimaginings, paying homage, offering thematic critique, or just building their own worlds upon the foundations laid by the controversial yet enduring weird fiction master. Hammers on Bone by the London-based writer Cassandra Khaw belongs to that last category. Khaw mashes up the detective noir of Earl Stanley Gardner and Dashiell Hammett with the contemporary urban grime of Roddy Doyle and sprinkled everything with a Cthulhu mythos garnish. The story is a celebration of pulp tropes, both pulp crime and pulp horror, that ends up adding a real sense of freshness to urban fantasy, a genre that, to be honest, didn't take very long to become crushed under the weight of its own tropes. John Persons is a 1940s Sam Spade clone living on the mean streets of modern-day Croydon, whose newest client isn't a dame with legs up to here, but a desperate 10-year-old boy named Abel, who needs John to kill his stepfather. Because, Abel says, his stepfather, a terrible lout by the name of Mackenzie, is literally a monster who endangers both himself and his little brother James. And why has Abel chosen John Persons for this task? Simple. You see, John Persons is a monster himself. Cassandra Khaw's story borrows freely from the Cthulhu canon, but the story itself isn't especially Lovecraftian. It's not about some lone antiquarian scholar risking madness by his discovery of timeless and ancient evil secrets from beyond the eldritch void. No, it's a story about, superficially, domestic violence, and more deeply, violence in general. All of it set amongst factories and diners and bleak council estates, which are the kind of thing here in the States we call housing projects. And the monsters are metaphors for the violence that lurks within us. Most often, the monster lurks silently beneath our calm and placid human exterior. But when it breaks out, violence warps and changes us and spreads like a disease to all of its victims. John will encounter some of Mackenzie's victims in his investigation, as well as men who hide monsters of their very own. The victims have had, all of them, had some of Mackenzie's demon transferred into them, and so the cycle continues. John Persons himself is a great character because he is such a refreshing take on the hard-boiled archetype. He knows how to hunt these demons because he's hosting a big one himself, one with whom he is always battling for control. Now, it seems at first glance to be a really weird storytelling choice to have this deliberately anachronistic character in a modern-day setting, but I liked the approach. If nothing else, it simply makes the story interesting because his character is so off-kilter, making Persons a far more enjoyable character to follow than if he had just been a routine, bland, 21st century schizoid man. And that the story is stylistically basically an exercise in pitting a noir archetype against horror archetypes is the thing that gives it the jolt that helps it rise above the norm. Hammers on Bone looks to be the first in a series, and unlike most UF series that I tend to DNF after book 1, I am perfectly happy to keep following John Persons and his personal monster into whatever foggy back streets and dark alleys they go into in search of their grainy, black and white horrors. And that is all I have time for in this episode of SFF180. I want to thank all of you so much for joining me, not only tonight, but for the past 9 nights. I can't believe 10 nights in a row I did these. I honestly didn't think I would make it. Early in the week, I thought to myself, I'm not going to get past 5 or 6 of these. I'm going to have to record a sad apology video or something. I just don't have the stamina. But you know who picked me up? All of my fellow SFF Booktube friends over at the Cybercorn Club. Hey everybody. You know, whenever I'm feeling down and I'm losing a little bit of confidence, right, they're there to pick me up. And that's what I love about Booktube, right? Okay, thank you all so much. It's been a great but very tiring Halloweek 2016. And remember the most important thing. These are reviews. You're not always going to agree with me, but if you enjoyed watching, please hit the like button, share, and above all, subscribe to the channel if you have not done so. That is how SFF180 grows. And until I see all of you awesome people next time, spooky reading.